What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best ranger build in Grounded 2. So in this build guide I will give you a quick overview of this setup, then I will explain what are the mutations and weapons that you should use. Then as well we'll see what is the best gear and how to get it for both leveling and the endgame. And then finally we will go over the trinkets, the best gameplay tips and many more things that you should use, so we would be able to get the highest damage possible and much more. Also, if you're interested in buying other PC or console games with 50 or 70% discount, then check out Instant Gaming. For example, I want to buy Elden Ring, so we just click on Add to Cart, then click Pay, then input our details and pay. After payment is complete, we will receive activation key, then copy and paste the key in, and it's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Click my link description and check out Instant Gaming for yourself. So let's kick things off with a full breakdown of what makes this ranger build work. This setup is for players who enjoy precise, high risk, high reward type of gameplay. Unlike brawlers or tanks, the ranger relies on staying hidden, landing devastating ranged attacks, and melting down enemies before even they reach you. This build is centered on charging bow shots, stealth, and the burst critical damage, all while maintaining mobility and efficiency with your ammunition. Your goal here is not to just stand your ground in prolonged melee exchanges. Instead, you're deadly ghost in the grass, so staying out of the sight, lining up your shots, and ending the fights before they even start. This build emphasizes quick strikes, accuracy, and efficiency, making it ideal for solo players, precision hunters, or anyone who loves the feeling of landing one perfect arrow that drops a big monster in a single blow. So, no matter if you're in the early game trying to get past the beetles or in the late game, sniping orb weavers and the bombardiers from a safe distance, then this build keeps you deadly and elusive at all stages. So let's dive into the armor selection, because while this may seem straightforward at the first glance, it is actually one of the key components of why this build works so well. Your headgear is the marksman cap, which is a tier 2 helmet that provides two armor advantages. First, it complements your ranger armor set, and second, it adds a flat bow attack damage, giving you a noticeable increase to every shot you fire. It's not just a cap, it's a crown for a hunter. For the chest and legs, we're using the grub vest and the grub leggings, which are both tier 1 items. I know what you're thinking, tier 1 really? But yes, the grub set is deceptively powerful, and the key lies in the quick charge ability. This set bonus dramatically increases your ability to unleash a fully charged shot faster, which is critical to maximize your damage with limited arrows. Instead of spamming weak hits, you focus on delivering high impact shots quickly and efficiently. You might be tempted to use the B armor set because of its tier and the style, but here's the truth. The grub set is objectively better for sustained range DPS. The B set offers some movement bonuses and defensive utility, but the quick charge effect from the grub gear creates a more consistent and deadly output for long range encounters. Especially in boss fights or the open area hunts, this faster charge time means more headshots, more crits, and more wins. By combining the marksman's cap with the two grab pieces, you will create a hybrid that delivers both the power and the speed, allowing you to remain light, agile, and lethal. Next, let's move over to the weapons. No ranger build is complete without the perfect weapon, and in this case, the bow of the choice is the Wolf Stinger, which is a tier 3 ranged weapon that embodies the raw power of the late game hunting. The Wolf Stinger offers a perfect blend of high base damage, excellent handling, and increased critical hit potential, making it a definitive choice for our stealth sniper playstyle. It's built using materials dropped by the wolf spiders, so you will need to summon more courage and a decent backup strategy to take one down, but once you do, this bow becomes a game changer. With its stabbing damage type, it also excels against many armored insects that resist blunt damage. In practice, this means that bugs like the soldier ants or beavers, and even certain beetles, are far more vulnerable to your fully charged shots. Now, if you haven't progressed far enough to craft the Wolf Stinger yet, then don't worry. The Spider Stinger is a solid substitute as well. It's weaker overall, but it still benefits from all the build synergies, including the quick charge, ambush damage, and the trinket buffs. You need to think of it as your training bow while you hunt down the real endgame weapon. The goal with either weapon is simple: line up the shot, charge it fully, and release it for massive burst damage, which could be profitably from a stealth. Next, let's move over to the trinkets, which is the icing on the cake when it comes to squeezing out every last bit of power from your build. For this setup, we're going with the Nifty Needle, which is a tier 1 trinket that enhances your charged shot damage. This is a perfect match for your playstyle, especially since you're prioritizing fully charged attacks over the rapid fire. The bonus may seem dramatic at first, but when combined with all of your other damage scaling, including the sharpshooter and the quick charge, it really adds up over time. One of the best things about the Nifty Needle is its ease of access. You get it relatively early in the game, and it doesn't require grinding dangerous mobs or deep cave systems. This makes it ideal for players who want to ramp up their damage output without the hassle of the late game RNG farming. Of course, there's higher tier trinkets out there if you want to gamble for crit based bonus or defensive boost, but for a pure offensive ranger, the Nifty Needle will stay relevant even in the endgame. If you want consistency and raw output, then this is the way to go. Now let's go into the real meat of the build, aka the mutations. This is where your ranger setup comes fully online. First up we have the ambush. As the name suggests, this mutation rewards you for initiating fights from the stealth. When you land an attack from the stealth, especially a fully charged headshot, you will gain a massive damage boost. This is perfect for a strategy. When you begin encounters from a hidden position, then fire a single lethal arrow, and then ideally drop or cripple your enemy in a shot. The added cloak and dagger effect will help you to keep undetected longer, by letting you reposition or escape if things go sideways. Next we take Sharpshooter. This one is essential. Sharpshooter increases your critical hit chance and the bow mastery, giving you not just more crits but the stronger ones. When combined with a high base damage from your weapon and the gear, the Sharpshooter makes every crit feel like a mini nuke going off in your enemy's face. It rewards accuracy and makes every arrow count. These two mutations will synergize beautifully. Ambush gives you an early fight burst, and the Sharpshooter keeps your damage consistency high as the fight continues. If you're looking for a third mutation slot, maybe you unlocked the extra one through the Milk Molars, then consider Cardio Fan for a stamina regeneration, or even the Chopper if you want to switch to a melee in emergencies. But don't forget, your bread and butter should always be the ambush and the Sharpshooter. And now finally, let's go to the gameplay. Now that we've covered the core mechanics of your gear, weapon and mutations, then now let's break down how to actually play this build efficiently. Because with the right strategy, this build is borderline overpowered. Every fight should start from stealth. Before approaching a group of enemies, crouch in a tall grass or hide behind the structures. Wait for the perfect angle, then charge your bow, and aim for the enemy's weak spot. When you release the shot, you want it to be fatal, or at least leave them vulnerable enough to finish them off with another arrow or melee attack. Always use the charge shot. Uncharged bow attacks are waste of time and ammo in this build. With the quick charge, you will deliver high power shots rapidly anyway, so take the advantage of that efficiency. You should be only firing if you can get the most out of the damage. That way you preserve arrows, manage your inventory better, and avoid unnecessary danger. On top of it, you also want to manage your inventory smartly. You want to carry enough arrows to handle several encounters, but don't overload yourself. Arrows can be retrieved after fights, and sometimes you will need to retreat or move quickly, so having a light backpack will help. Keep your inventory tight, carry basic healing items like the fiber bandages or the smoothies, and always have an escape route in mind. Use terrain and elevation. Being higher than your enemy will give you a line of sight advantage and help you to stay hidden. Find rocks, branches or structures that you can climb, and use them as a sniper nest. It's not just cool, it's practical and highly effective. So, let me know what you think about this bow build in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't miss my previous video, where I showed you the top 3 best builds in Grounded 2 and much more. So click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.